Why do the kindest and most generous people often end up being the richest? Or maybe it's just a well-played role? The number 9 in numerology represents the pinnacle of the spiritual path. Nines are those who give, who help, who sacrifice themselves for others. But what if behind this mask of selflessness lies calculation? What if the best way to get rich is to appear as someone who despises money? Stay with us until the end of this video, and you will learn why billionaire nines like Oprah Winfrey actually manage money with a cool mind. We will uncover the secret of altruistic wealth and show how the number 9 can be both a blessing and a curse. You will understand why many nines give and still receive tenfold in return, why they help but still control, and how to use the power of the number 9 to turn your goodness into success. Like this video right now, subscribe to the channel, and comment with your birth date. Perhaps you're a hidden 9 as well. And let's begin. But let's dig deeper. Why do nines fear talking about money? Because they are always in internal conflict. On one side is the desire to help the world, to be a light for others. On the other is money, which may seem dirty or unrefined. That's why many nines pretend throughout their lives that money isn't important to them. They act as if they are generous for the idea, not for profit. But therein lies their superpower, managing perception. Look at Oprah Winfrey. She is a billionaire, but her main image is that of a kind, wise, compassionate woman. She never flaunts her wealth. Yet every show, every interview, every charitable program is a calculated business move. She invests in goodness and receives millions in return. People trust her because they see her not as a shark of capitalism, but as someone close and genuine. Here lies an important lesson. Nines become wealthy not because they want money, but because they find a way into people's hearts. Their empathy is like currency. Their kindness is a strategy. They know how to earn trust, to be listened to be adored. And through this, everything else follows. Power, fame, money. But not all nines use this gift correctly. Some become victims of their own kindness. They fear asking for payment for their work, constantly helping others while forgetting about themselves. They give and end up with nothing. Their altruism becomes a weakness rather than a strength, especially if someone comes along who wants to take advantage of it. For a 9 to truly become rich, they need to learn an important lesson, to distinguish true generosity from self-destruction. They must understand where help ends and manipulation begins. They need to learn to say no, which is especially difficult for those who feel others' pain more deeply than their own. Look at famous 9s: Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Oprah Winfrey. They are not just well-known figures. They are symbols of hope, goodness, and inspiration. But each was much deeper than just a saint. They were strategists. They understood the power of image. Gandhi, for example, renounced luxury not because he couldn't afford it, but because it amplified his influence. He turned personal modesty into a national symbol, and that is a form of power. A 9 always has a choice: to serve people and be rewarded, or to serve people and be used. That's why it's so important to know your number, because without this awareness, you might spend your whole life under the illusion that money is evil and goodness is self-neglect. But that's a lie. Money is an amplifier. If you are kind with money, you can build schools, hospitals, foundations. If you are weak with money, you simply attract more people who will use you. And it's important for the nine to understand. To truly help others, you must first help yourself. You need to become strong. Do you know how a poor nine lives? They live on emotions. They help a neighbor, give their last money to charity, take on others' pain as their own. And in the end, they burn out because they leave themselves no time, energy, or respect for their own boundaries. Such a nine often becomes a quiet martyr whom no one will save because they have refused help themselves. And a rich nine? This is a person who has found balance, who understands that goodness is not self-sacrifice, but a conscious choice. They build an empire of goodness. They create teams, delegate, develop, and still do not lose their heart. They can help thousands because they do not destroy themselves for one. This is mature wisdom. That's how Oprah operates. Her good deeds are not emotional outbursts, but strategic projects. Behind her smile is a huge team, lawyers, marketers, screenwriters. She is not afraid to invest in herself. She does not shy away from being wealthy because she understands if you truly want to change the world, you need resources. And resources are money. Some believe that being an altruist means giving everything away. This is a myth. True altruism is the ability to give from abundance, not from scarcity. You cannot save drowning people if you are not standing on a solid boat yourself. A nine must build that boat with wisdom, dignity, and understanding of their goals. Think about how many times you helped someone only to receive irritation, ingratitude, or guilt in return. This is the shadow of the nine. They give too much because they fear being selfish. But this is not strength, it's fear. Fear of rejection, fear of not living up to expectations. And in this fear lies the path to poverty. The most powerful step for a nine is to start valuing themselves, to say, I am important, my resources are valuable, my time is limited, not because you are greedy, but because you want to give quality, lasting, genuine help. This is mature, conscious altruism. Many great leaders whom we consider virtuous are actually excellent strategists. They know when to give and when to refuse, when to speak and when to be silent, when to carry everything themselves and when to delegate. And in this lies the secret of the nine's power. They become influential when they stop fearing being bad in the eyes of others. Imagine an ancient Greek statue at first glance, marble, fragile, perfect, but behind it lies millennia of philosophy, war, politics, sacrifice, and triumph. This is how the nine is. Behind their softness hides armor, and behind their smile, a brilliant system. Only those who understand this can become true masters of their path. Money loves those who do not repel it. Money loves structure. If you open your heart, but do not open a bank account, you create imbalance. And life does not tolerate imbalance. The balance between the spiritual and the material is the golden path of the nine. And those who find it become almost unreachable. Think about this. What if wealth is not evil, but a form of love? What if money is just a way to take care of yourself, your loved ones, and the world? Then the nine stops being a victim and becomes a conduit. They stop hiding their strength and start using it, not for themselves, but for a mission. This is the philosophy, not to deny wealth, but to understand it, not to run from influence, but to direct it, not to burn oneself for the world, but to light the world with your energy. And when you understand this, you will no longer shy away from being paid. You will know you deserve it. The world today needs nines, but not weak ones, strong ones. those who can feel and act, who know the value of their words, who give not everything but give their best, because only such people change history. And you can be one of them. If you've watched to the end, you are already one step ahead. Perhaps you are a 9 yourself, or you simply feel you want to change this world without losing yourself. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment about the difficulties you face when you want to help others, but not forget about yourself.